Come From Away, a musical by Irene Sankoff and David Hine, directed by Christopher Ashley at the Phoenix Theatre in London. 9/11 was a tragic event carried out by evil people. The musical Come From Away is a kind of antidote, reminding us that most people are basically good and generous to each other. I'd forgotten, but at the time of the 9/11 attacks, US airspace was closed, which meant hundreds of planes were diverted. 35 of them, with 7,000 people on board, ended up in a small Canadian community called Gander, doubling the population. Now, the locals could have been hostile to these unexpected immigrants, but instead they welcomed them and looked after them. And in this musical we meet a diverse number of characters, locals, passengers and crew, telling us their true story. We get a sense of the panic and fears of the time, and we zone in on some of the individual stories and how they are changed by their experience. It's not all sugar-coated. There is some anti-Muslim behaviour, for example, and some tragedy, of course, but the overriding message is one of hope. I was impressed by the use of an almost bare stage. A few chairs and tables become a plane, a bus, a cafe, a community hall. It puts the burden on the cast to create the scenes in our imagination, but this is a talented cast who take on many parts. It's theatre and acting at its purest. They're all really good, but I'm going to be unfair and pick out Mary Doherty as the pilot who loves flying but has to take charge on the ground, and Cat Simmons as Hannah, worried about her firefighter son in New York. There could be more light and shade. There are many funny bits and there's a love story, but I would have liked to dwell a little bit more on the moments of sadness. However, the pace is tremendous and you really don't have time to think about that. And the ending, which is akin to a hoedown, is entertaining and hugely uplifting. This musical quite possibly paints too rosy a picture, but I think right now we should treasure this positive view of humanity. I give Come From Away 4 stars. If you found this review interesting and useful, please subscribe to my YouTube channel 1 Minute Theatre Reviews by clicking on the icon below.